All right, cool. So we have here another testimonial. This one's specifically different. So we're going to do actually on our courses here. So I'm here with Scott. So Scott, tell us a little bit about you and also about your podcast.
Okay, well, I'm over here in just outside of Princeton, New Jersey, and my podcast is Take Control of Your Liberty.
Mhm.
And what it's basically about is I am interviewing guests that have to do with our liberty. I feel we're kind of having our freedoms taken away lately, and it's a very controversial time. And it's about getting down to the truth of things, not just bitching and complaining about what's going on, but who's behind it, why is this happening, that kind of thing. So that's
Nice.
basically what we're doing here.
Okay, cool. And I guess my first question is, so why did you come to Commander Brand? Like, why choose us? Why did you come to us?
Well, as a new podcaster, I needed some help.
Mhm.
And I was talking to, I forget the person and the Podisize. Yeah,
Mhm.
forget his first name, but the guy from Podisize. And we were talking, and I was talking about my needs and wants, and he says, "Hey, um, Jeremy Slate could probably help you out."
Mm.
So he gave me your contact information, and here I am.
Nice. And on the courses, I know you did two of them. You did the podcast guesting and the pod and how to start your own podcast. Is that right?
That's right.
Nice. So what value did you receive in the podcast courses?
Well, they gave me some basics. For one thing, one of the big changes they made for me was I was doing audio only,
Hmm.
and Jeremy was pretty emphatic about you really should look into doing audio on
Mm.
these courses. He was saying that, and I was like, on the edge about doing that. I wasn't sure because there's a lot more stuff to it, but uh, as it turns out, a lot more people are doing it that way, and I think it's a lot more better perceived that way.
Yeah.
But so there was that made me finally decide to do that. And then all of the in the courses, everything he covers
Hmm.
helps you with not only that, but just even if it was audio only, just all the equipment and all these basics you need to get going. How you should be on your podcast, how to get guests. Literally, he teaches on there every single thing that he does for you or your company does for you if you
Hmm.
want to go and apply it yourself, which is great. So this way, no matter which way you go, you have other people to do it or you do it yourself. Even if you have other people do it, now you know what they should be doing.
Right.
So anyway, that's what I got out of it.
Nice. And then in terms of the courses, right? Like what have you noticed a difference in terms of the way you podcast or the way you're operating in your podcast since doing the course?
Um, I don't think I have changed actually, I haven't fully developed my demeanor in my podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm changing constantly. So I don't think I changed the way I am being.
Hmm.
Um, but I sure changed a lot of the ways I was doing things mechanically,
Yeah.
with the electronics and everything.
Totally. And was there anything on the course specifically that was like that kind of made a really big impact for you? You felt like, wow, this was so valuable that like it just changed the game for me.
Well, two things. First of all, there was switching from audio to video.
Hmm.
That's a big game changer.
Yeah.
And then finally, like getting down to what I kind of thought was how you should go about promoting yourself.
Yeah.
And he just solidified it. It's like, and that's how I ran into it. That's how I happened to get referred to him. I was trying to figure out ways to promote my podcast. And the way to do it, per Jeremy and common sense, is the best way is get on other people's shows. And that's how you get to network and you get to be shown on other people's shows and then their audience see you and you reciprocate and things grow from there. So that was a big change for me, instead of just relying on advertisers and that kind of thing.
Oh, and for you, so I guess like in terms of the courses, like who do you recommend this course to? Like who do you think would be really good for this course? Like in terms of either the guesting or the podcast, how to create your own podcast or podcast video editor, I think it's called. Who would you recommend this to?
I'd say just about any podcaster,
Yeah.
really. I mean, they all need some or all of this, even the experienced ones. And if they don't already have somebody doing these things for them, they need to get somebody doing them.
Right.
So I'd say everybody, except unless they have all their bases covered, you know. Anybody who wants to make it in podcasting and cut through the learning curve, that's who needs this.
Nice. And would you recommend Command Your Brand, the courses, to anybody?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, good.